reaching out to all you that was standing there while the baby was being made and did fucking nothing. You did nothing. You watched her. You watched her because you was scared she was in control of the money.
Trip in Vegas, I was in the corner of the bed. He was beating my body, and then he like, if you move, your stomach gonna bleed. I'm gonna kill this baby. You're gonna be bleeding for a month on schoolyard crib. You're not a crib. That's not crib. Having sex with your homies, the guy that puts you on, your road manager, road dog, the first one you call, baby mama, that's not crib. You ain't even get DP'd yet. Posting your son penis, that's not crib. That's a demon. For real, like, then he rode me over with a car. Like, bro, this is all when I was 6 months pregnant. Bro, my son walking, my son talking, my son eat. Just because I don't display that internet, I don't give a proving anything to y'all, bro.
Welcome back to Star Hush, where the tea never runs out and the streets are always hushed. Chrisean Rock seems to be finally admitting that her child's health might not be as perfect as she has been making claims about. But instead of accepting accountability for her part, she is going back and accusing Blueface directly. This is all in response to a recent release. You heard right? Chrisean Jr.'s private medical data allegedly started making the rounds on the internet. These records sparked speculation about the possible health problems of her billion-dollar baby. And they started the never-ending conversation about Chrisean's parenting choices right away. She has been dismissed for months. Criticism, laughing off the critics, and acting as though everyone was just jealous. But she suddenly stopped laughing. It was clear that things had changed. Chrisean went online and leveled some severe charges against her ex instead of dodging the matter. According to her, Blueface allegedly groped her during her pregnancy. That could have something to do with what's going on right now, she said. Online users instantly went crazy, debating if she was being truthful, exaggerating, or trying to divert attention away from herself, and the worst is yet to come. The timing is dubious. Shortly after the medical leak gained widespread attention, she started making these claims. She seemed to want to focus all of that attention on Blueface instead of herself.
Like, being abused while you're pregnant, yes, that has a lot to do with a lot of things. But me not leaving and just staying away, that's on me too.
Chrisean Rock is now altering the whole story by asserting that her pregnancy-related events are directly responsible for her son's health problems. She is claiming that Blueface is to blame for the issue. But she admits that she also holds herself somewhat responsible. Not for causing the harm, but rather for delaying your departure while the alleged abuse persisted. Things start to become serious at this point. During her pregnancy, a lot of people on the internet showed genuine concern for her unborn child. But instead of dealing with those problems, Chrisean was displaying her drinking and smoking habits while pregnant on social media, leading a wild life. The public was often raising alarms, but she didn't slow down. She is now changing her mind and using the internet to accuse Blueface of doing things that she believes may have contributed to her child's condition. As said by Christine, in the 7th month of her pregnancy, Blueface cautioned her, "If you get up, your stomach will bleed. I'm going to hurt this baby. You will be bleeding for a month." She even claims that he hit her with a car while she was pregnant. In an interview with DJ Academics, she intensified her efforts, asserting that her baby's health problems are directly linked to his alleged actions. This clearly stunned Blueface's fan base and those close to him. His mother, Karissa, wasn't holding back. She went on to say, "Here he is, sitting there doing time like it's his fault, not complaining, and now here we go piling more stuff on him." She made it clear that Blueface already has 2 other children, both of whom she claims are doing well, and that she is convinced that Chrisean was the more violent of their romantic relationships. Karissa noted that the real causes of any health issues are Chrisean's reckless behavior during pregnancy, disobedience of medical advice, causing continuous family strife, and continuing to be enmeshed in a cycle of fights and mayhem that was live-streamed online. The internet distribution of Chrisean Jr.'s revealed medical information corresponds with the most recent shift in tone. For months, Chrisean had brushed off questions and said that people were only trying to malign her, claiming that her baby was doing perfectly well. But as soon as those alleged data were released to the public, her story changed. She is now making excuses for everything by claiming to have been abused. A celebrity relationship that was already among the most turbulent in recent memory has taken a wild turn. The tale truly took off when China first shared her pregnancy on Instagram in 2023 after posting multiple positive pregnancy tests. The announcement was supposed to be a happy one. Feels more like the start of an ongoing storm, though, considering everything that has happened since. Chrisean immediately conveyed that her child was Blueface's child. But Blueface didn't think it was true. He strongly refuted the accusations, saying that their relationship was over by the time she became pregnant. Furthermore, he refused to accept the title of father in the absence of proof. In addition, he openly questioned whether the baby was really his, saying that other men had also been in the picture. For him, the only simple next step was to get a DNA test. But when everything was already in disarray, Blueface's mother, Karissa, entered the conflict. She wasn't shy because of her position. Furthermore, her response merely made the grow hotter. Karissa retorted, "Definitely not pregnant," after Chrisean announced her pregnancy. That man would lose his license if he allowed such an exercise. Her words were straightforward, and her message was clear. She believed that Chrisean's account was inconsistent. It was not just a paternity problem. It was only one chapter in the long, complicated tale of Chrisean's pregnancy. As the months went by, attention turned from the father's identity to how she was actually managing her pregnancy. By then, she was embroiled in yet another controversy over her drug use and partying. Social media users started sharing videos and live feeds of Chrisean acting in ways that both admirers and critics found alarming. People were flooding her remarks, begging her to calm down, halt, and think about the unborn child's well-being. But Chrisean paid no heed to those entreaties. Instead, she persisted in defending herself against the criticism, claiming that people were only trying to dramatize and control her life. At one particular moment, the internet was in a frenzy. When she was FaceTimed by DJ academics, she was actually very pregnant, and during the conversation she was seen smoking and getting excited. After the video went viral, there were heated debates over whether she was following medical advice or simply going against the grain. It was interpreted by some as proof that she was ignoring the issue. Others interpreted it as further evidence of how toxic her and Blueface's back and forth had become.
Each time she's like smoking a joint.
While
Full on pregnant.
While she's pregnant.
Full on
yeah.
pregnant. Smoking a joint.
Like,
And I said, aren't you? And she's like, shh. And I'm like, nigga, they ain't no shh. I'm like, the baby's in the stomach. Like,
yeah.
no fucks given.
Karissa was not going to sit by and watch. She went all out and streamed her charges live on Instagram because she was determined to call people out by name. This time, she wasn't just after Chrisean. It was Techie's friends and Chrisean's own sister, Quase. It was also not a quiet life. When Karissa arrived in full force, it was clear that she was fed up with what she believed had been going on behind the scenes. She stated unequivocally that she and her employees knew about Chrisean's pregnancy-related activities, specifically the alleged silence, partying, and drug usage. According to Karissa, they didn't try to stop it, didn't speak up, and didn't step in. Not because they didn't care, but because they feared losing their position in Chrisean's inner circle and, more importantly, the financial rewards that came with it. Karissa claims that people who stood by and watched as things went out of control did so more out of loyalty to Chrisean's pocketbook than to the well-being of her unborn child. She even hinted that their silence was not passive, but deliberate. She claimed that Tosei and her friends kept quiet because they knew that if they spoke up, they may lose their chance to inherit Chrisean's riches and influence. Then she went on. Karissa made it clear that if things would have gone quite differently if she had been Toki, regardless of the consequences. She claimed she would have stepped in immediately to make sure Kristen had the help she needed. There was no excuse, Karissa thought, for neglecting the problem at this critical juncture. The live stream was inundated with comments. Some accuse Karissa of causing unrest to increase her power, while others defend her and condemn techie Karissa. Reaffirmed, nevertheless, that this was unrelated to online competition. It addressed real-world accountability, choosing the phrase when you see someone close to you slipping in a dangerous direction. You step in. She accused the person of failing more.
Reaching out to all you that was standing there while the baby was being made and did fucking nothing. You did nothing. You watched her. You watched her because you were scared she was in control of the money. I wouldn't have gave a fuck about that money. I'd have snatched her up and took her to home and made sure she at least got the mental health and counseling that she needed during her pregnancy so that she wouldn't have to regret it for the rest of her life.
Despite repeated warnings from friends, family, and even complete strangers on the internet, Chrisean Rock maintained her same reckless lifestyle throughout her pregnancy. No matter how many frightened comments flooded her live chats or how many direct messages poured in, she chose to ignore them and keep doing what she wanted to do. Soon after, she gave birth to her son, Chrisean Jr. Chaos swept over the household. Again, Chrisean had to juggle becoming a new mother while their already turbulent relationship continued to swing back and forth after Blueface was imprisoned for breaking his probation. Instead of being still, giving the baby her undivided attention, Chrisean made waves with a move that nobody saw coming. She was honored with a large new face tattoo in Blueface's honor. Shortly after having another tattoo of himself removed, this stunt sent social media into overdrive. The criticism came quickly, and many admirers cited it as proof that she had the wrong priorities. Followers started hitting the unfollow button in droves. Among those who spoke up was Kemp, who has never shied away from expressing her views. In their last online back and forth, Tia stepped right in to point out what she believed to be misplaced priorities. Tia's statement was straightforward and rife with abuse. You and Chrisean ran around knocking everyone up for 2 years. And she stated, I thought I liked you when you had that little big-faced baby looking like Charles Barkley. Rocky, get a pebble out of the Flintstones. Bring Mr. Purpleface along. When you get that baby to start crawling by and rolling him in a daycare or something, we are searching for significant events. What are you doing? We want to make sure he's crawling since by now a baby should be holding a bottle. Then Tia went on. She has recently been more critical and now questions why Chrisean Jr. has not started to walk or run yet. She claimed it was again another sign that Chrisean was not treating fatherhood with the dignity it deserved. Her comments reignited the ongoing debate among fans about whether Chrisean is prioritizing her marital issues and image over the growth of her child. Furthermore, with every comment Tia makes, the public's interest in Chrisean's parenting only intensifies. This feud is much more than just two individuals disparaging one another. It's turning into a serious dispute over responsibility, reputation, and what it really means to support your child.
I'm going to say this, and I'm going to say this nicely. Chrisean need to go sit down somewhere, and she need to get this baby some help. She need to get herself some help. She need to stop engaging with all this internet shit and beef and all this shit and keep back and forth with that boy lying and playing on y'all mind. Because she ain't never played on mine. I don't pay her no attention. I already know she fucked up in the head. But it's making me mad that this baby can't run, get down and walk. And I'm looking at him right here. It's clear that things are wrong with him. So why she ain't taking this baby, I don't get this. But we don't know what she's doing behind closed doors. We don't. And I'm going to be honest, I don't think she's doing that.
Rock and Chrissy were resolved to answer Tia Kemp's comments. In her instant online response to Tia's latest round of abuse, Chrisean made it clear that she would not tolerate what she saw as public humiliation disguised as sympathy. She told her to stay out of any social media controversies and that Tia could have just picked up the phone if she truly cared. A private conversation would have been more acceptable, according to Chrisean, than bashing her in front of thousands of people for entertainment.
Going out stop speaking on me. For real. Stop speaking on me. Go back to clapping those saggy of yours. Just go back to mother, bro. You feel me? All you gotta do is, man, encourage the next mother, pray for the next mother, be there for the next mother. Passing judgment, trying to be funny, like I don't got feelings. You already did this before, auntie. And you nobody on. We don't know you. You're a fun lady, but we don't know you, bro. In real life, we don't know you, bro. You feel me? And even if you was my aunt, just call me like you really love me, bro. You don't know what's really going on for real, and what's really going on for real. Like, I don't know what's really going on with your kid, bro. But you would want us to pray for him, right? When he got stabbed up. I pass judgment. Oh, he outside. He banging. He this. He in the streets. Man, go get your son off the street.
But things drastically changed when something much more serious entered the picture. A number of Chrisean Jr.'s allegedly leaked medical data surfaced online. These files quickly went viral on blogs and gossip pages. And if they were real, they seemed to confirm what many people had been wondering about for months. Reports state that the leaked records painted a troubling picture of the health of the unborn child, including problems that some believe may have been caused by Chrisean's lifestyle during pregnancy. Some people who had been voicing concerns from the start found that this proof supported their suspicions.
Was that in your system and your baby system? And for you weirdos that say I be lying, the only people who lied was her siblings and her friends and associates. Didn't they say the baby was healthy? Charity Ben told you guys his vision was messed up. You seen him meet no milestone.
The doctors reportedly discussed possible developmental issues and a disease that is commonly linked to substance usage during pregnancy. That aspect of the release immediately reignited old disputes, with critics pointing to the numerous videos and pictures of Chrisean drinking, smoking, and partying while pregnant. Her lawyers swiftly stressed, however, that individuals shouldn't make hurried decisions based just on internet rumors because leaked. Medical records can easily be misinterpreted or even faked.
This part of the record says that the baby had fetal halt alcohol syndrome, neonatal abstinence, seizure disorder, spasticity, cortical visual impairment, oh my God, and the specialists that he'll need, a neurology, orthopedic, otolaryngology, cardiology, gastroenterology, ophthalmology, pulmonology, and palliative care.
Chrisean Rock's son's health problems have been mounting like warning signals on a windy day, according to her detractors. Additionally, they said that the pregnancy itself provided the basis for a large portion of what is currently happening. Social media users reportedly took note after she allegedly went through those 9 months without getting the proper prenatal. Karen was exposed to certain pollutants. If those accusations are true, it's not unexpected that many people are doubting her choices at such a pivotal time. But this is the topic of conversation on the internet. Despite her son's alleged ongoing medical problems and the relentless pressure from supporters to change her behavior, Chrisean has been acting as if nothing is wrong. She was recently captured on camera bringing her baby straight inside a cigarette shop. That moment instantly lit the blogs. Comment sections were flooded with fan outrage. Some said, "Why isn't CPS stepping in?" But others replied, "This baby deserves better." The loudest voices asked, "Why would you even bring your baby into a smoke shop in the first place?" That was not the end of the story. A fan criticized the tobacco shop's manager for letting her in with a child, questioning their judgment and even sending a direct message on Instagram. That conversation's screenshots swiftly went viral, adding fuel to an already blazing fire. Some followers have suggested what they believe to be solutions, such as asking family members for help or hiring a nanny, rather than she travels everywhere with her son. Others think that she is deliberately disobeying instructions to show that she is independent. Chrisean, on the other hand, has decided to keep her child out of the spotlight altogether. She claimed in an interview with the Danza Project podcast that people are just making up stories about him and that there is nothing wrong with him at all. She said, "He's great. Exactly. He's becoming larger. I've been purposefully avoiding him online." That statement hasn't convinced everyone, though. For some, it only increased the intrigue.
What's Junior doing?
He's great. He's growing.
Amen.
I've been keeping him off the internet on purpose. So, just give him his privacy for.
Since Chrissy and Rock first made those shocking accusations of abuse against Blueface in June 2025. Citing deep concern for her and her unborn child, the internet has been unable to turn away. She talked about how her pregnancy was chaotic and how she was constantly anxious and stressed. The issue is that Blueface hasn't spoken anything in response to his silence. The main reason for this is that he is presently behind bars. Despite this, the public continues to scrutinize every facet of her story as if they were detectives working on a case. The reactions have been severe. Several people are asking her difficult questions, like, "So now you're blaming him for your baby's condition?" As several have noted, she had told most of this story before giving birth. You also stated on live that you wanted to shoot into a car while Blue and Jaden were inside. A viewer commented, "Our lives have been filled with this drama for almost 4 years. When will it end?" And it didn't stop there. "Even if he did all of this, you're going right back to him," another commenter suggested. "You never accept accountability for your deeds." That has been the most outspoken criticism. Chrisean consistently tends to alter the facts rather than take personal responsibility. Now that the stolen medical data has revealed her long-standing denials, she has once again changed her mind and claims that her child's health issues are a direct result of the stress and alleged harm she endured during her pregnancy due to Blue. However, this is what has folks talking even more. Around the same time, she had his entire face permanently engraved on hers. That discrepancy has sparked a number of think pieces, memes, and heated debates in the comment section. She keeps altering the plot according to critics, because she refuses to acknowledge the repercussions of her current parenting decisions or her own pregnancy-related decisions. Given that she has already been compelled to leave Blueface's home and that he will shortly be liberated, it seems that this next chapter will be equally, if not more, outrageous. My stars and hushers, do you think Chrisean is telling the whole truth this time? Or is this just another chapter in a long-running story? Post your opinions in the space provided for comments. Click like if you're following all of this madness. Remember to subscribe so you don't miss what happens next. See you at the upcoming